Now that we're done with our back taper and detailing, we can move on to our Go to Effects and create our first guideline on the side taper. Now that we're done shaving off the sideburns, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to follow the same shape you made with your Go to Effects. Especially when you're doing a taper, you always want to make sure you keep it curved and use your corners. As you can see, I'm slightly closing the lever midway and all the way closed, and I'm attacking that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Again, we are still using our corners. Remember, we're going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line with the one guard, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. Now we're detailing as much as possible with our no guard all the way open and our previous guards. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our two guard all the way open and create our fourth guideline. Now that we're done softening up the line with the two guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Make sure to use your corners and flick out as much as possible. Here I'm detailing as much as possible with my previous guards, including my half guard and my one guard all the way open. Now that our canvas is nice and clean and we got all the excess hair out, we could go ahead and line up the ear line. We start off at the bottom and work my way to the top arch. I always use the corners of the trimmer and make sure I go slow enough that the hair feeds into the trimmer. Now that we're done lining them up, it revealed a few guidelines, so we're going back to our side taper and detailing as much as possible. Now that we're done detailing our side taper, we can move on to the C-cup and make them as crispy as possible. I always start off at the bottom and work my way to the top arch using the corners of the trimmer, going as slow as possible, making sure that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer. Make sure not to press too hard or you could irritate the skin, especially when you're using your corners. Before we line him up, we made sure we laid the hair down nice and properly and that there was no gaps in his hairline. Now that everything's nice and laid down, we're starting off in the middle and working our way to the sides and making sure he's as crispy as possible. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, leave a comment down below with my subscriber count. I want to see who made it this far into the video. Now that we're done lining him up, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Derby premium blades and make him as crispy as possible. When you're using the razor, you want to stretch the skin as much as possible with your opposite hand and keep the blade at a 45-degree angle. This lowers the likelihood of you cutting someone.